I've been expecting you like the worst Bond baddie ever. How are you? It's Des here, host of BBC's Breaking the News, emerging from a van in the middle of a car park. It's not just any van. This is our outside broadcast unit, and these are some of the lovely people that work on the show behind the scenes, which is exactly where you're going now. Walk with me, and this is what we do. Every week we turn up, we take the news, we try and make it funny, because you need to, let's be honest. Our wonderful comedians getting ready to... Hang on a minute. It feels like you just started to pretend you were busy when I walked in there. No. This is some... Right, get back to sleeping and eating now, right? So there are panellists, or three of them anyway, waiting to get ready to come onto the stage. So we've got these famous steps. We move on to the stage, and then you get your first look at the audience. Now, in just moments' time, this will be filled with punters ready to hopefully laugh and enjoy what we do with breaking apart the week's topical news. I will sit in this seat. I'll introduce both our teams, and then we will get cracking. And the show is an absolute riot from start to finish. And if you want to check it out, you can hear Breaking the News right now on BBC Sounds.
It's Breaking the News with Des Clark.
I am Des Clark, and this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. I'm joined by four of the best comedians around. On my right, we have Mark Nelson and Kate Hammer, and facing them are Elaine Malcolmson and Dawn Biswas. In the news this week, the Scotland women's national team have appointed Australian assistant coach Melissa Andreatta as their new head coach on a 4-year deal. Andreatta said she was excited to take up her new role, but she did regret not checking which country the job was in before agreeing to relocate to Perth. A study says that when male fruit flies drink alcohol, they are more attractive to females. The study's results have been called into question as it was carried out by drunk male fruit flies. And John Swinney has visited New York for Tartan Week, a whole city reinforcing tacky Scottish stereotypes in order to make money out of tourists. Swinney flew out of Edinburgh. Right, you've met the teams. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where the teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So, Mark and Kate, can you tell me what this is all about?
The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, has again told MPs nothing is off the table in talks with
Universal to build a huge theme park. Rides and attractions
have largely stabilised after the big falls over the past few days, but
Shrek and Kung Fu Panda
vowed to fight until the end against President Trump's tariffs.
Mark Nelson, what do you think the first story might be?
So this is the continuing fallout from the tariffs that Donald Trump has placed on the entire world.
It's the right answer, Mark. Well done, yes. In a very eventful week, global stock markets have surged following Donald Trump's decision to pause the elevated tariffs on all countries except China, who now see tariffs on goods set at 125%. Beijing's countermeasure of 84% tariffs on American goods came into force on Thursday, whilst British exporters still face a 10% levy. China has accused the US of blackmail and condemned their actions as a mistake on top of a mistake. And in response to Trump's tariffs, have decreed that Americans buying Chinese goods will now have to face increased waiting times, extra surcharges, and no longer receive a free portion of prawn crackers. Tough times in the global trading market. Mark, what are you thinking then? What's your take on the fallout of the Trump tariffs?
Well, he's kind of bowed down from last week to when he was putting tariffs on everybody, and now it's just China. And I think the only reason it is China is because I think his advisors think it's funny the way he says China. So, the more they're like, tell him to 120%. Honestly, I'll say it again. China, China.
Kate, what do you think? As a Canadian, I'm sure you've got a take on this. What have you made of the fallout from Trump's tariffs?
Well, this is it. I'm proud to be from Canada, or as it's soon... Thank you, or as it's soon to be known as USB. But I'm sick of people asking me, going like, oh, well, what do you think of Trump? Because he has nothing to do with Canada. It's like asking Des, what do you think of Macron? Or asking Boris Johnson to name all of his children. Like, it's just... it's not going to happen.
Elaine Malcolmson, what have you made of the fallout from Trump's tariffs?
Well, it's all go, isn't it? Because they said it's going to be another golden age of global trade, and in the first golden age of global trade, we got cinnamon.
The guy from The Chase.
Dawn, what are you making about this? What's your take on the fallout from Trump's tariffs?
There's nothing I can really say because all my jokes are written by Americans, so they've increased their prices.
Mark, what are you thinking then? Obviously, the UK is involved in this. How do you think the UK should respond?
Well, we've already kind of solved it by Keir. But this is how ridiculous it is, right? Basically, Keir Starmer made sure that we had the least tariffs imposed in the world by going over and showing him a wee letter. He's showing a 78-year-old man a letter saying that he could meet a 76-year-old man who wears a crown. How ridiculous that is. And Trump thought it was the Burger King. That's why he was so agreeable.
Do you know, it's weird, isn't it? He's so annoyed at China. Is it because he found out they actually built a Great Wall?
What about you, Don? Obviously, we're looking for the British response now. How should the UK respond?
Well, they should employ me to go out there and do the negotiations. Because I have a lot in common with Trump. We're both people of colour, so... and we're both comedians, so...
Yes, reacting to Trump's tariffs, Xi Jinping said they were blackmail. Mark Carney said Trump was an arsonist setting fire to the economy. And Sir Keir Starmer said, thank you, Mr. President, may I have another? Elaine and Dawn, over to you now. What was the other story we were after?
This is a story about a big theme park coming to the UK.
Oh, that is the right answer. Thank you. Yes, well done, Elaine. This is the news that the government has agreed a deal with Universal to build its first theme park in Europe. The park is scheduled to open in 2031, and Universal estimates it will attract around 8 million visitors in its first year and employ 8,000 staff. The resort will feature rides and attractions based on films such as E.T. and Jurassic Park. Of course, one of the biggest franchises is Despicable Me, featuring the Minions. Minions, we know, are cheerful little yellow creatures that end up doing the bidding of the evilest people in history and were reportedly inspired by the coalition-era Liberal Democrats. Elaine, well done for the answer. That's great. Are you looking forward to this theme park opening?
Well, it's good news, though, because it creates competition for our other theme parks. You know, they kind of have to up their game. So, like, Alton Towers have announced a new ride, the Toxicator. Chesington, they've got the world's first Jumanji Land, and M&D's are maybe getting a tombola.
Are you looking forward to this theme park opening?
I am, but I think it's a bit anti-Scottish because we get in England, you get a Universal theme park. In Scotland, you get Willy Wonka Land from last year.
Kate, what do you think about this then? Big news this week. Are you looking forward to this theme park opening?
Look, I'm not going until they make Minions real, okay? They deserve to be real. A little bit of applause. Thank you.
Yes.
If you're going to spend the money making a theme park, of which we have many already, then I want a real Minion.
Wow. There's a demand right there for you.
Have you met the Crankies yet?
Yeah, that should do it, yeah.
I think it's wonderful because if you've ever been a parent and you've been to the ones in Florida, what you have to do is you have to stand for 2 hours in a queue to strap your beloved children to a ride that goes about 70 miles an hour and is run by bored teenagers. But in 2031, we get to do that in the rain.
Did you say 8.5 million visitors, I think? If it's opening in 2031, by then lots of people will already be coming from the US to see other novelties, you know, like diversity, equality, free democracy. So, it's a lot of visitors. Just luckily, Bedford already has a Premier Inn and 2 travel lodges.
Dawn, go on then. If you could create your own theme park, what would the theme be and why?
I would set up a theme park in Dundee and call it Universal Credit Land.
Mark, what do you think then? Obviously, we're talking theme parks coming to the UK, but if you could create your own theme park, what would the theme be and why?
I would create a theme park exclusively, shall we say, for adults. And it would be called Life Before Kids. And with such rides as sleep in till 9 a.m. Actually finish a conversation with your wife. And its star attraction, have a jobby in peace.
Well done, Elaine and Dawn. You get 2 points for that. It was the mashup of the World Trade tariffs and the first universal theme park in Europe coming to the UK. And well done. At the end of that round, it's 2 points apiece. Now, much of our news is about public opinion, so to find out what stories people are talking about, we spoke to 2 friends of the show, actor and musician Tom Ury and writer and performer Mary Black. So first, what do you think Mary is talking about here?
I mean, my initial reaction is to cringe. You know, I've had it myself. Of course, it makes sense to look into it and to see if you can change some attitudes. Yeah, it was probably about time somebody looked into it.
Edinburgh University lecturers are being trained on accent bias.
Well done, Elaine. Lecturers at Edinburgh University have become the first in the UK to undertake accent bias training to counteract anti-Scottish bullying at the institution. Campaigners have claimed there is an entrenched culture where students, particularly from Scottish and working class backgrounds, are mocked and mimicked, making them reluctant to speak out and participate in tutorials. A university spokeswoman said discrimination of any kind has no place here, and we ask anyone who has experienced these behaviours to report them to us. Not that we'll be able to understand a single word the scumbags are saying. Seems balanced, doesn't it? Well done for getting it right. Elaine, do you think these training sessions will help?
Well, they've embedded them in their equality, diversity and inclusion plan and widening participation strategy. So at least they're ensuring everyone is bullied and that everyone is bullied equally.
Dawn, what do you think then? You've heard a bit about this story. Do you think these training sessions will help?
I think they'll definitely help, and we shouldn't just give it to the lecturers. We should give it to the privately educated students who turn to the university. And they would have had a lot of experience speaking to working class people, i.e. their maid, the butler, the gardener. So yeah, I think, speaking of someone who myself, I was privately educated. I mean, I was homeschooled. But my parents charged me, so...
The right way to do it. Kate, what do you think? Do you think these training sessions will help?
The whole time I've lived in the UK, which is almost 5 years, I've been in Glasgow. So to me, you, like Des, you sound like the pinnacle of sophistication and culture and class. You know? And Dawn, I'm sorry, but to me you just sound like what we would call an idiot. I'm fitting in. I'm wondering.
You're doing well. The visa's been extended for another year. Thank you, Kate. Well, there we go. The training is happening. But in terms of accents, we've all got an accent. But Elaine, for you, when has your accent helped or hindered you?
I live in Govan. And now when it kicks off round my bit, I get sent out with the instruction, go out and do your Northern Irish accent at them, and it works. works on kids. Still
Do
got
you
it.
genuinely say, I know where you live?
Yeah.
I frightened myself there, to be honest. Mark, what about yourself? When has your accent helped or hindered you?
Well, I made the mistake when I was younger, a younger single man, when I went abroad to do gigs in America and Australia. I made the mistake of believing that people find the Scottish accent sexy. And what you realise is, what they're expecting is a film star like Sean Connery or Ewan McGregor, whereas what they actually get with me is fat bastard from Austin Powers. So...
There we go. Well done for getting the right answer. In Edinburgh, a high number of students are said to be born with a silver spoon because their parents were either posh or addicted to heroin. Well done. Yes, accent bias training at Edinburgh Uni is the right answer. Elaine and Dawn, you get 2 points for that. Mark and Kate, it's your turn now. What do you think Tom is talking about here?
I agree wholeheartedly with these findings. I prefer them to humans any day of the week. I think it's the lack of conversation, the lack of arguments, the lack of contradiction. I think blind acceptance of everything you say is the secret.
It's the fact that cats or dogs are going to boost your well-being as much as a wife or husband.
Great spot, and that is the right answer, Kate. Yes, economists have calculated that the psychological benefits of pet ownership are roughly equivalent to those gained from marriage. They also concluded that the improvement in mood was on a par with what you would expect to see from somebody receiving an extra £70,000 in annual income. Apparently, dog lovers tended to be more agreeable and emotionally stable. Cat people scored higher on intellectual curiosity, and fish lovers prefer them with peas and a squeeze of lemon. Kate, that is a brilliant spot. Correct answer there. Do you agree with this research then?
I mean, look, Des, I don't have any money. I've not seen a dog in months. And let me tell you, I'm doing fine. I'm doing absolutely fine. But if someone wants to give me £70,000 and a puppy just so I can do my own research on what makes me happier, then I'd gladly do that.
Mark, what about yourself? You've heard this story now. Do you agree with this research?
No, I don't think you can compare having a dog and a cat to having a wife or a husband. Like, I've never had to delouse my wife. Or leave her outside shops. Like, see the day a cat or a dog chips in to help with the mortgage, then I'll believe that the well-being's the same.
Well, it says the improvement in mood from having a pet was on a par with what you would expect to see from somebody receiving an extra £70,000 in annual income. I gained tens of thousands from my dog because he's the only one in that painting who can actually play poker.
The only dogs that can make money are guide dogs because they can do tours of Glasgow.
Well, obviously, we're looking at things that can lift your mood, can make you feel better. That's what we're all looking for. If not your partner or your pet. Kate, what lifts your mood?
An independent Scotland. Yeah! Thank you. And the discount section at a big Tesco's. That's the same.
Equal worth on both. Yeah, fair enough. Well, there you go. That's a big question. Let's go round the houses with this one. If not your partner or your pet, what lifts your mood? Mark?
See when a couple on grand designs overspend and lose the house.
Yeah.
No, I still live with my overbearing Indian mother, so Kate wants independent Scotland. I just want it independent Don Biswas, so...
Yeah, some people say you shouldn't keep a dog if you live in a flat with no outdoor space because it's a hell of a job to bury a Labrador in a window box. Well done, pets versus partners is the right answer, and 2 points goes to Mark and Kate. This is Breaking the News from BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who's in the news. I will play you a clip of Mystery Person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So, Mark and Kate, you're up first this time. Who is this?
From the minute she was born, I've just been able to just feel all those feelings that are just so natural to me, and it's really lovely.
This is a lovely story of a baby that was born from the first ever womb donation. Very nice tale.
It's a lovely answer, and it is the right answer. Well done, Mark. Yes, that was, of course, Grace Davidson. She is in the news as her baby girl made history as the first child in the UK to be born from a womb transplant. Grace is from North London. She received the organ from her older sister, Amy, who lives in Scotland, in the UK's first womb transplant in 2023. Now, following the huge success of the procedure, she's given birth to baby Amy Isabel. Lovely story then. What do you make of this medical marvel?
Well, I actually have also been involved in giving a childless couple a child. Well, I say that. I left my son on my neighbour's doorstep. Just chapped the door and ran away. So I hope he's doing well.
This is what happens when you have a sister, you know? They ask to borrow a dress, some shoes. Next thing you know, they're asking to borrow your womb for a couple of months. And you just know it's going to come back stretched out, you know?
Don, what do you think then? One of the big stories of the week. What's your take on this medical marvel?
I think it's great. As Mark was saying, it was a medical marvel, but I too helped a couple have children as well. Plus, I made 50 quid at the sperm bank, so... I think it's a medical marvel, but I read the story that the first one of this was done in Sweden, but it wasn't a womb transplant, the womb was self-assembly, so... So if you can't get a womb off someone, just make it yourself.
It's not a mad world we live in. A person will donate their womb so someone else can have a child, and yet some people won't take their bag off a seat in a busy train. I just think, look, if you've donated your womb so your niece could be born, they can never complain about a rubbish birthday present.
What do you want medical science to do for you, and why?
Do you know, I've wished this for years. I wish they would put research into making stuff that is good for us taste like stuff that is bad for us. Right? We're supposed to drink so much more water, and we're not supposed to drink alcohol. We'll make water as good as alcohol then. Alcoholic water, right? I can... We have driverless cars, right? You can get Wi-Fi on a space station, but you can't make broccoli taste like a fry-up. Come on.
Well done for giving us the right answer, of course. One of the warmest stories of the year, yes, it is the feel-good story about Grace Davidson. A baby has been born from the UK's first successful womb transplant via her mum's sister's womb. It's been called a medical miracle by doctors and an absolute nightmare by Ancestry.com. Yes, there we have it. 2 points go to Mark and Kate. That was medical mum Grace Davidson. Right, Elaine and Dawn, it's your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
And if girls wore makeup, I didn't want to wear makeup. If girls shaved, I didn't want to shave. If girls did certain things to get boys' attention, I did the opposite. Of course, no one ever asked me out because of this ridiculous behaviour.
This is about Madonna and the feud she had with Elton John because Elton John accused her of lip-syncing.
Yes, music icon Madonna has said that she and Sir Elton John have buried the hatchet and put an end to their decades-long feud. In the past, Sir Elton has repeatedly accused Madonna of lip-syncing her performances. The music legends reconciled over the weekend after Madonna went to confront Sir Elton following his performance on Saturday Night Live, appearing on SNL wearing a skin-tight jumpsuit, extravagant cape and platform boots. Fans were none the wiser as to which one of them had actually walked out on stage.
It's a bit one-sided to call it a feud, isn't it? Because he's said she made the worst Bond song ever. He called her a fairground stripper and he's accused her of lip-syncing, and Madonna said she didn't lip-sync. I think what actually happened was she told everybody that it was her song.
Do you know how the feud actually started?
I don't know the exact moment.
Madonna gave him iceberg lettuce in a salad, and as we all know, Elton's a rocket man.
That, in 10 years, is the most amazing reaction to any joke that anyone's told. Well, obviously, we're talking about this great feud coming to an end. But can our guests this week tell us about the last time that they had a war of words with someone?
I had a war of words with my overbearing Indian mother, who I still live with, and she shipped me off to Glasgow.
What about you, Elaine Malcolmson, talking about a great feud here? Could you tell us about the last time that you had a war of words with someone?
Bit of a coincidence. It's actually recently with Elton John. So I accused him that for the past 50 years he's been using a pre-programmed Bontempi keyboard.
Kate, could you tell us about the last time you had a war of words with someone?
My 4-year-old niece was learning math, and she decided to give me a pop quiz. And so it started off simple, saying, what's 1 + 1? And I said 2. And she was furious because she didn't think this was going to be a conversation. So she tests me again, what's 2 + 2? I say 4. She gets even madder. And then she says, what's 5? An uneven number, immediately uncomfortable, right? She says, what's 5 + 90, which was the biggest number she could think of. So when I did some quick math, carried the 5, and said 95, she was so raging because she realized she couldn't check my math. She didn't know the answer. So she got so mad, she looked at me and said, you know I'm better than you, right? And I was like, oh, take this. Yeah, I'm the adult here. So I said, no, you're not. And she said, yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. And then my dad came in, and he said, what's going on here? And I said, all right, I'm going to own up to this because I'm the adult. And I said, she started it, and then I moved to Glasgow.
And we're delighted to have you, Kate. Thank you.
Kate, I don't want to start a war of words or a feud with you, but it's actually maths.
Really brave of Mark to come out as anti-immigration.
Thank you for that answer, Mark. Stop the boats, Nelson. Yes, Madonna is of course the right answer, and well done. 2 points go to Elaine and Dawn. And it's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
Well, some humans I wouldn't trust with a spoon.
That is Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker there, and the last time we went for a meal with Boris Johnson. Right, fingers on your buzzers, and here we go. 1 in 4 of us admit we lack what? Mark.
Bladder control.
1 in 4 of us admit we lack what? Kate.
Enough people to pull off that one last heist.
These are great. 1 in 4 of us admit we lack what? Elaine.
Maybe is it something like decisiveness?
I'm going to give you a bonus point for that because it was beautiful. It's the wrong answer.
1 in 4 of us' buzzer's not working.
Great answers, bonus points all round, but we can give you the correct answer, and it is this, that 1 in 4 of us admit we lack meal ideas, saying this is the main reason for not cooking from scratch at home.
Well, some humans I wouldn't trust with a spoon.
Oh, there's a klaxon. Charlie has brookered. It means it's the end of the quiz, and our winners this week are Mark Nelson and Kate Hammer! Commiserations to Dawn Biswas and Elaine Malcolmson! And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news just in. The makers of hit TV show Adolescence have confirmed that they're to develop a series based on the 1980s nuclear apocalypse drama Threads, after viewers asked them to follow it up with something a wee bit more upbeat. The UK government is developing a murder prediction programme which it hopes can identify the people most likely to become killers. So if you've ever Googled how to get red wine out of your carpet, good luck at passport control. And according to a new survey, men working as an engineer, tradesperson or sales manager are the most likely professions to have an affair. However, if they are a policeman, a construction worker or a cowboy, it will probably be with another man. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye.